here today with a new episode of the podcast. So welcome to the Hilo Stitch podcast. If you don't know me already, my name is Kristen Janik. I'm a semi-retired knitting pattern designer, knitting instructor, all-around knitting enthusiast, podcasting to you from my home in the Maryland suburbs of Washington, D.C. Today I'm going to be talking about a couple of new designs, even though I am more or less retired from design, and a couple of WIPs as well. I am also going to be sort of thinking out loud about what it is I want to pack for our beach vacation, which is coming up in just a couple of days. How many projects do I need for this? So if that sounds like something you will enjoy, I hope you'll stick around. All right, as I said, I am going to be talking about a couple of designs, and the first one is Orilla. I first podcasted about this a couple of months ago when I actually finished the sample, but the pattern is now officially out. There will be links in the description box down below. I'll pop a photo in here. So this is a really unique, I think, summer top. It is knit in pieces from the bottom up, with a special casing built in to hold the front ties. There are also ties that come up from the back. Those are just I-cord. It has a fun dip stitch in the front. It is very comfortable and easy to wear. And other than seaming up the sides, there's not really any finishing because you are working the armhole trim at the same time you're working the armhole shaping. So again, this is the Orilla top, and it is officially live and available either on Ravelry or PayHip. I hope you will check it out. The other thing that I've been working on for a while that is finally done is this cute pair of really cozy winter, what I'm calling house socks. So I specifically designed these not to be sort of socks you wear out and about with shoes, but to be worn around the house. So these are knit in hobby yarns. The two yarns is the extra fine merino, which is a sport weight, and the kid silk, which is a fuzzy kind of mohair. So they are held together for these socks. That gives you almost like a DK weight when you're holding them together. So most socks are knit on a smaller needle. These are knit on a US 5. They have a lot of ribbing combined with the simple cable that is actually a little bit more interesting than a basic cable. It has worked with slip stitches and increases and decreases to make it really kind of pop out from the fabric. What that does is it creates like a really flexible fabric, so that each size, and I think the pattern includes 8 sizes, each size can really fit a variety of foot sizes depending on how you want your socks to fit. So I'll throw a photo in here. I designed these to be kind of slouchy and loose fitting, comfortable, like I said, just to be worn around the house, not to try to be wearing with shoes. They will not be comfortable. So that you can kind of wear them slouchy. There's enough stretch that you can double the cuff over if you like that look. So you really have a lot of flexibility here depending on how you would like your socks to fit. You could also make them a little smaller so that they don't really slouch as much and they just kind of stay up straight. So in designing these, I wanted you to have sort of zero ease. So most socks are supposed to have negative ease. So I'm saying for these, you should have 0 ease so that they are a little bit looser fitting, but if you wanted them to be a closer fit, you could definitely do negative ease like a traditional pair of socks. Please excuse the fact that I have like 3 long fingernails. I like having long nails. Mine just don't grow very long naturally. And I am not going to make the time or have the money to go to a salon. So I have tried one brand of the press-on nails that were supposed to last up to 2 weeks, and this is 1 week. Not even, it's been less than a week. I will soon have another pair. One of the main reasons I want to try this is that we're going to the beach and my nails just always get really trashed at the beach. So I thought if I put these on, not only would they look nice, but they would kind of protect my actual fingernails. Anyway, so I'm gonna get a new brand to try that maybe will last a little longer than this. So this is the Olive and June. Not super impressed. They really weren't very sturdy, but we'll see. Anyway, so ignore the fact that I have a couple of weirdly long nails. So these socks, I just finished. They have been test knit. Many thanks to my test knitters for helping me to test out this pattern. And I'm going to be releasing them in collaboration with Hobby Yarn. I'm not sure what the timeline is on that. They will also be available in my Ravelry shop or my PayHip shop when the time comes. And then they'll also be available directly from Hobby, but I just don't have all the details about that yet. So these are coming, and these are definitely not a summer sock, obviously. But they are done now and will probably be coming soon so that you can get started on them before, at least here in the Northern Hemisphere, the cool weather returns. So I really love these. They are really so comfy. Just modeling them for the photos. Very comfortable to wear, very cozy. I'm looking forward to having these. And hopefully you guys will have the pattern available to you soon. So be on the lookout. They're called these Swallow Falls socks. And again, that's going to be in collaboration with Hobby Yarn. So the yarn for this is available directly from Hobby, and Hobby is located in, I never remember this, it's like Denmark or Sweden or Norway or somewhere over there. And I don't know why I can't remember what it is. But the prices are really good, the shipping is really reasonable, and it's also really fast, even coming, you know, from all the way over there to the US. So don't let that dissuade you from checking out this yarn. More details on this soon. So finishing up those two designs has taken most of my recent knitting time. And then if you haven't seen it, please do watch the video. I never point to the right spot anymore because I flipped the camera, so maybe it's here. Anyway, somewhere around here I'm going to put the link for the Saga of the Mislabeled Skein. So you know I spoke before about a design I was working on in what I thought was Magpie Fibers Equinox Sport. It turns out that my yarn was mislabeled. I actually had worsted. So I spent a fair bit of time trying to work that out, thinking it was a sport weight yarn, even though I knew it wasn't. So that's just kind of time wasted a bit because I'm not happy with it. And knowing that it was the wrong yarn is, you know, somewhat reassuring, but I'm still not feeling any happier about it. So I need to scrap that, but I still like the design. So I bought the correct weight. I checked. Again, watch that video for all the details. So I did buy the correct weight of yarn, the sport weight, which is this beautiful, this is one of the beaver colorways and I don't remember which one. And I have swatched, and it is definitely a light sport weight, but this is really a summer design that I was working on. And summer is, I mean, it's almost August. And so this is just gonna be on the back burner for next year. But that is kind of a bummer in that I was hoping to be having one more pattern for the warm weather, and that is unfortunately just not going to be happening. All right, personal knitting. Again, lots of WIPs, not really any finished objects. Well, that's not true. That's not true. I have one finished object, which is these socks. So I've been using these socks to do my How to Knit Socks series. If you are interested in that, it's a 3-part series that is all finished now and available for you. But I have been using these socks to do that series, and so I just finished up the second sock. This was the Patons Croy sock yarn that I bought when I was doing my shopping at Joanne and Michael's experiment. And so these are my first Patons Croy socks. They are definitely, I love the striping pattern. That's really fun. If you get a little closer, you can see it's a little bit marled. So I love that. The yarn is definitely not super soft. So I think these are gonna be some pretty sturdy socks. Obviously I haven't blocked this yet. It is still very summery weather here, so I'm not gonna be using these anytime soon, but I do have an actual pair of socks, a new pair of socks for my sock drawer for the fall. And I will definitely be keeping you updated on how I think they are wearing. But they definitely feel really, really quite sturdy, and it's a very toothy yarn. And then I have almost finished another pair of socks. I was using these to do the sock videos, and I just need to finish the cuff. So that's all that's left on these. So my yarn is being messy. All right. This yarn, I had talked about it here before. I got this from Knitterly Things. This is her Vesper sock yarn. I was a bit disappointed with this yarn because I saw it in the skein on her Instagram and I loved it. But when I knit it up, these two almost identical green colors are right next to each other, and I really don't love that. It's fine. I mean, these are just a perfectly good wearable pair of vanilla socks. I also am not thrilled with this base. I don't remember which one it is. It's definitely not super duper soft, so it may have been like a BFL. It's too splitty. It's not tightly spun enough for me personally. So I'm not sure how this yarn is gonna wear once I'm actually wearing the socks, but we shall see. So like I said, I just need to put the cuff on this one sock, and then they will be ready to go. They just need blocking, but again, it's summer and I'm not going to be wearing these anytime soon. So that is the other thing that I have mostly been working on. I do have a couple of WIPs. This is my summer slipover, which just when I was at the hair salon, I realized that I screwed up, accidentally increased a stitch. I must have put a yarn over in there by mistake, and that threw up the stitch pattern. And so now I need to rip out about 4 rows of this. I have not made it very far with this at all, so it's not much to show you. But the other one I have done some decent progress on. So this is my outline tee. That is a pattern by Jessie May. And I am using for this the Hobby Yarns Friends Cotton Linen, I want to say, or something like that. Let's see. Hobby Yarn Friends Cotton Linen in this lovely marled blue that I just love. So this is a 50% cotton, 35% viscose, 15% linen. And you can see this is nice and airy and drapey and a perfectly lovely summer yarn. I was hoping to have this done for the beach. We're leaving for the beach in 2 days. It is not done. I have started, so I'm done the body and I've started on the front. This is the front left. So there's not, I mean, it's not a ton left to do, but you know, I mean, it still needs some short sleeves and all of that. So I probably will work on this on the way down to the beach and for the next 2 days as I pack and things. So maybe I might be able to wear this by the end of the week at the beach. We shall see. The good news is it's just a cotton linen yarn. It's not a wool yarn. So in order to block it, I don't need like wool wash or anything. I can use kind of a regular, kind of a gentle detergent if I want to do that while I am down at the beach. So sad that I am not closer to being finished, but it could maybe if I just, now that I am done, all of these other things that I've been working on, the socks for the videos and the socks for the pattern, and maybe I can refocus my attention on this. I am really liking the yarn. I like the color, and I also am feeling like it's really light and airy and wonderful for summer, but also it's pleasant to knit with. It's not a really stiff cotton or anything that's uncomfortable. So we shall see. That is, and I really had put this on hold for several weeks while I was doing this other thing. So unfortunately, I didn't make much more progress than that, but we'll see. The other thing I have been working on is this. Look, it's a granny square, and it's so cute. That's the back side. So let's look at the front side. I'm so happy with it. I like the colors that I picked. I love it. So in case you haven't seen it, I did a video on yarn shopping on Amazon, somewhere here. And this is using 2 of the yarns that I bought on Amazon, which actually are probably available at your Michael's or Joann's, but for some reason mine didn't have them, which is the Lion Brand 24/7 cotton. And a couple weeks ago, I decided I was just gonna figure out the granny square thing, and I did. And I'm really happy with how it looks. I think it's really cute. And this is part of a project called like Farmer's Market Tote or something like that. And it's basically 2 granny squares with a border that's going to attach them front and back, and then some handles added. So I just need to do, where did I leave off? I need to do 1 more round in the white. And then I kind of leave it on hold and knit and crochet the opposite side, the opposite square. And then it has some information on how to join them together with the handles and such. So I have been just doing a little bit of this here and there whenever I can. It is, so easy to memorize. It's so nice. Like if you mess up and you just pull out, and it's not going anywhere. You just pull out exactly what you messed up and redo it. There's no stitches in the rows below that are going to fall down or anything like that. So I really, I have been enjoying this project. It's definitely going faster than my crochet blanket. An expert crocheter probably would have had this done in, a week, but that's okay. I'm taking my time, and I have been very happy with it. And the yarn, it is a mercerized cotton, which means it's a little shiny. It's probably not something I would choose to wear for clothes, but I think it works nicely for this. The blue yarn is this stuff from Joann's, their in-house brand. And this is not a mercerized cotton, so you can see it kind of looks a little faded, and which is fine, but working with it, it is definitely splittier. So not impossible to overcome, but definitely, just being a new crocheterist, something that can slow me down a little bit. But I've been really happy with this color combo. I think it's just, I don't know. It is really working for me and making me very happy. Very summery, I think, kind of 70s. I love it. So that is the other WIP I have really been working on. Have I been working on anything else? I have not been doing anything with wool. No, that is really it for WIPs and FOs this time. All right, so we are leaving for the beach in 2 days, and I'm trying to figure out what I want to bring with me. How many projects is too many projects? But, I don't want to run out of projects. I want to have enough projects to hold my interest while I'm there. So I'm definitely going to be bringing the outline tee that I just showed you guys, hoping actually that it's going to be almost done. And so I definitely need at least a couple more projects to have with me. So one thing I think I am going to bring with me is this Stevie bum bag. So obviously this is a crochet project, but it's not very big, and I think it would be good to bring with me to practice my granny squares, and for times when I can put a little more concentration into my work. So I have these 3 colors. Again, this is that Joann's, whatever it's called. What's it called? It's just called Knit and Crochet, Premium Yarn, Knit and Crochet, Essential 100% Cotton. So it's just a basic cotton yarn. in these sort of muted, girly colors with some gray thrown in that I think is going to be cute for that. So that I'm pretty sure I'm bringing. Other than that, I don't know what to bring. I just finished those 2 socks. I could start another pair of socks. It seems a little late to start another summer project. I do have an idea for a kind of t-shirt that would be like a transition mid-season pattern that I would like to get started on and maybe have for this year, but the yarn just shipped yesterday. I don't think it's gonna get here in time to take it with us on Saturday. It could, but it seems unlikely. If that arrived, I would definitely wind that up really quick and bring that, but I'm not thinking that's gonna happen. So the other thing I have is the summer slipover that I showed you guys. The problem is I don't have any of the rest of this yarn wound. So I have one ball wound and the rest of it is all right here unwound. So I could wind the yarn, that would be fine. Not that I, have a ton of time, right now I need to get so much done before we leave, and the laundry and the packing and the trying to fit some last minute work in and things like that. So that's a maybe. I could bring the Magpie Fibers yarn and just make some progress on that summery design, even though that's not really going to go anywhere until next year. That's also a possibility. I don't want to bring any more crochet projects. One is more than enough. I could start something like a sweater for the fall. I do have some in progress sweaters, but I feel like I want to start a new project for going to the beach, which is ridiculous because I have so many WIPs. And I do have a little bit of yarn. I've got a sweater's quantity of this. This is the Knit Picks Altiplano, which is a worsted weight. I could start a new project with this. It's not wound, of course. I also have somewhere a whole bunch of this. I have a sweater's quantity of this, which is the Knit Picks Gloss. This is a DK weight, and obviously it's already in a ball. But I don't know, a black yarn to take to the beach for the summer, not sold on that idea. The other thing I was thinking of is that I've been wanting to knit a Laura top, and I'll put a photo in here, and I have the yarn for it. I have another light pink somewhere around here. So I have another color of yarn to go with this. Obviously, again, it's already balled up. I don't have to do anything with it. But a multicolor project is just kind of a lot to me carrying. Like, it's not going to be good for knitting on the beach or knitting at the pool because I just have, so much yarn to manipulate, and I don't love that. I don't love that idea as being very practical for the beach. So, I don't know. I could wind up the summer slipover yarn, bring those 2 summer tops in my crochet project and not start something new. I could just bring some yarn for a plain old sock if I wanted to do that. I don't really have enough to start like a lightweight sweater. I don't have any like sweater quantities of a fingering weight yarn. And like I said, the black yarn is not really saying summer to me, and the Altiplano I could do, but that's very heavy and I have to wind it up. Unfortunately, there is no time left to get any more yarn for anything. What I would love to do is start that Kylie sweater. I know I showed you guys before. I love this, but it is knit in like a cotton linen or worsted weight. I don't have anything like that. I don't have time to order anything. I don't have time to go shopping for anything. I should have planned ahead so that I could start that one, but I didn't. So I would love to hear your opinions. When you are traveling, what do you like to bring with you? Do you like to bring WIPs? Do you like to start a new project? Do you like to just have a plain sock? Do you like to do something for the current season or the future season? I am just unable to decide what to do. So I would love to hear your opinions about that. What do you take with you when you're traveling? And how many projects do you think you need to travel? just a quick chatterbox life update segment here, because it has been a while since I have done the podcast, and I have just been busy in the summer with the kids at home and trying to work and do patterns and knit and sew and all of that good stuff. So July has been a busy month. It has my husband's birthday in it, so we celebrated that. We visited my son's new school because he's going to be starting middle school this year, and it's going to be a transition for us all. We didn't do much over the 4th of July, just went over to my dad's house to visit, saw some fireworks from a field near our house. They were very far away. And then this Saturday we are leaving for the beach. We usually go to the Outer Banks. This year my dad, he thought he'll be 77 this year, and the drive was getting a little long for him. And it is with the traffic. Even though we usually will go down on a Friday or a Sunday to avoid the worst traffic, it can still be 6 to 7 hours with, if you have to stop and with the traffic and such. So this year we're going to Virginia Beach, which is a couple of hours closer. I don't know anything about it. I think I may have visited once, just like a really quick day trip, and remember nothing. So I don't know what it's going to be like. I hope it's going to be lovely. I do expect it to be a little bit more crowded. It's more of a, so if you've never been to the Outer Banks, they have really tried to limit the number of hotels that can be built. So it's mostly houses for rent. There are a limited number of hotels throughout the whole area. So I know Virginia Beach has more hotels and things like that. And it's a little bit more built up, but I also expect it to be more crowded. My kids don't even really like the beach that much. But what they do like is that we, since probably the second or third year we all started going on vacation together, we started renting a house with a pool. And that is what they love. They love having the pool. They both did swim lessons this year just to, they could both stay afloat. But the little one, I wanted him to be a little bit more secure. Like if he would go underwater, because he likes to, roughhouse in the pool and get thrown around, he would hold his breath when he went underwater, but he would not go underwater on purpose, to try to swim or anything. And the older one, I wanted him to maybe move a little bit beyond a doggy paddle. So they both had swim lessons. The little one is like a fish now. He's finally, I couldn't convince him to, but his very sweet young swim coach was able to convince him to try his goggles. And now he has those goggles on his face, and he is just up and down, in and out, jumping underwater. If we had our own pool, I wouldn't be able to keep him out of it. So they are both really looking forward to just having a pool that they can use, and there's no adult swim, and there's a bathroom right there, and there's food, and so that's really what they're, I think, most excited about. And we've done our best. My husband and I are both obviously still working in the summer, so we've done our best to take them to the pool when we can and do some activities with them. We've been to the zoo and did something else. Oh, we did paddle boats the other day, and like I said, going to the pool at least a couple of times a week. I'm sorry, there's a squirrel like right outside my window. It's distracting me. Really trying to do as much as we can with them while still working. So I think they'll be really looking forward to also us not having to work, to be able to play with them, or at least sit by the pool and watch them. We would go to the pool for a couple of hours, and then we'd have to come home and get back to work. So I think they'll be really looking forward to that. And, for me, it's really just kind of the same stuff in a different place. It's still meals to prepare and laundry to do and children to keep track of, but at least the environment is a little bit better, a little bit more relaxing. I probably will bring some work with me, because, unlike I'm a freelancer, so unlike everybody else that I am going with, my dad's retired, his girlfriend's retired. my sister and my husband get to take PTO, but if I don't work, I don't get paid. So I will probably probably put in a few hours here and there, but it'll be much more relaxing, and I think everybody is looking forward to that. And then we get back, and first of all, every year when we get back from the beach, I am so tired of summer. I'm ready for fall. But August is still busy. So while we're at the beach, we have my youngest's birthday. Then we get back, we have my dad's birthday, would have been my mom's birthday. And then it's Labor Day, and then school is starting, and then it's so much. There's just so much going on. We do have my oldest signed up for nature camp for a week. We definitely could not put them, my youngest, he can't really go to regular camp. He has too many developmental delays that he does need to be in a special program. Those are very expensive. And even regular camp is really expensive. So we were not going to put the kids in camp all summer, but we do have nature camp for a week for my older son when we get back. And hopefully he will enjoy that. And then school is practically starting again. My oldest is going to middle school, but he's not going to his home school. He's going to a magnet school, which in theory is good. It's going to be a better program, more academically rigorous, a better environment, I think, for him, but it is also 20 to 30 minutes away. And while there is bus service available, I would have to drive him to the bus pickup, and then he would have to be on the bus for over an hour. And I just don't think that's fair to him. So we will be driving, maybe finding some carpool opportunities, but we drove over there the other day, and it was, we knew it was 20 minutes away, but we hadn't actually experienced it. And I don't know what it's going to be like when there's traffic, but that's just going to be a new challenge that we have for the new school year, so we can have him in a good environment for him. So summer is flying by. I don't know where it has gone. I am not the biggest fan of summer. Fall is my season. It has been, today it's fine, but it has been horrendously hot here. So we must have been 2 solid weeks where it was, the heat index every day was at or above 100. I don't care for that. That's too much for me. We're not outdoorsy people, so, but still, I am a little bewildered at how quickly summer has gone by. And even though I'm looking forward to fall, I'm not ready for all of the summer fun to end just yet. All right, I know it's a relatively short podcast today. I have just run out of time in the month and I have a million things to do. So I'm not going to ramble on too much longer. I do want to say thank you for joining me for this episode of the podcast. Again, please check out the Orilla top, which is now available. Links in the description box down below. If you enjoyed this episode of the podcast, I hope you will give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. New videos every Saturday, almost always about knitting, occasionally some sewing and crochet. If you are looking for me on social media, you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Media Peruana, and I will see you next time.